Good afternoon, everyone. How's everybody doing on this Thursday? As I am live right now for the post game, I was not able to do the play-by-play today, so I decided, you know what, I'm going to go live for the post game. So I hope everybody is having a great day. Hopefully, everybody's celebrating the sweep of the Texas Rangers. Did anybody expect the Yankees to sweep the Rangers? I didn't. I thought, they would have lost, either last night's game or today's game because of, Jacob DeGrom and Nathan Eovaldi. But I'll take it. But shout out to the folks in the chat. We got Giku in the building. We got Desiree in the building. We got size of a beetle bug in the building. We got Li in the building. We got Sco in the building. Thank you all for tuning in. But yeah, good win for the Yankees. I mean, it was a 1-0 shutout. A win is a win. I know it's only 1-0, but hey, like I said, a win is a win. I will take any win, any way we can. Right, any way the Yankees get a win is acceptable for me. But we got to talk about Carlos Rodon. Carlos Rodon still in beast mode, just in beast mode. Improves to 6-3. Went 6 innings, gave up a couple of hits, walked 2 batters, struck out 8. ERA right now below 3. It's at 2.88. What's up there, Daniel Berry? So what up, Chris the Flash? What is going on, bro? But 2.88 ERA right now for Carlos Rodon. The bullpen came in. They did their job. Mark Leiter Jr. came in, pitched an inning, struck out a couple, gave up a couple of hits. Devin Williams came in. He's been looking a lot better ever since he's been taken out of the closer role. His ERA right now at 6.5, so slowly but surely getting down. He struck out 1. Luke Weaver, being Luke Weaver, coming in for the save, struck out 1. Luke Weaver's ERA right now at 0.40. I mean, you couldn't have asked for anything better out of the pitching. As far as pitchers go, Fernando Cruz on the 15-day IL, so he'll be on the IL for 15 days. He's got just an issue with his shoulders, so let's see. Hopefully he can come back, healthy. Aaron Boone did say it was nothing serious, so let's hope that is the case. But I love Fernando Cruz. He's been our best bullpen arm, outside of Luke Weaver. But let's hope it's a speedy recovery for him, and hopefully Yankees get some more reinforcements coming back. But let's check some of the comments here. Geek saying I called for a winning streak after we won the Mets series. We deflated Dodo Bird and stole all the momentum from Juan Dodo. That's funny. Yeah, Weaver's just been killing it. Bearded Rodon is a different story. Well, they need to sweep the Rockies, man. The Rockies right now I think their record is like 8-44, or I believe I got to check their record real quick. Which, by the way, for those of you that don't know, and I'm sure some of you already know by now, but I'm going to all 3 of those games when the Yankees come out here. So I am definitely looking forward to that. That's gonna be a lot of fun. Let's see. The Rockies right now, they're 8-41. So they're on pace to win 26 games this season. It's pretty sad, really. Pretty sad. So let's hope the Yankees could keep this winning streak going. They're on a 4-game winning streak. They just swept the Texas Rangers. I honestly thought they would have maybe lost against DeGrom yesterday, because DeGrom had a good outing against the Yankees, but then the Yankees were able to attack the Rangers bullpen. And today, I mean, all things considered, Eovaldi didn't really pitch too bad against the Yankees. I mean, he went 6 innings. He gave up 5 hits. He gave up the 1 run. Struck out 6, walked 1. The 1 run he gave it up to was against Yorbit Vivas, which congratulations to Yorbit Vivas for getting his first home run of his career, major league career. So shout out to Yorbit Vivas, man. It was because of him the Yankees won. It was because of him the Yankees got on the board. So congratulations to him. So I'm happy for Yorbit Vivas. So once again, the Yankees played very well. They protected the 1-0 lead. I didn't know how the 1-0 lead was going to go because sometimes when they're up 1-0 and they don't score runs, they tend to lose those types of games. But they held on, and shut out the Rangers. The Rangers bats. That was the surprising part in this series. Like they have guys that can hit. I mean, it showed last night. But there's guys in that lineup that cannot, that are like slumping this season. And I don't know what's going on with their bats. I think the Texas Rangers are a better team than what they are. Honestly, I think they can be a better team. I'm just not sure what's going on with them. But hopefully for their sake and for their fans, they get better. But yeah, I was a little surprised about that. But folks in the chat, real quick too, make sure you all hit that like button, hit that subscribe. If you're new and you're watching this channel, I would greatly appreciate it. Keep sharing this channel out. Let's continue growing this channel. We're on the road to 1,700, folks. 1,700. Yeah, Judgy batting around 408. Well, right now his batting average is below 400 now there, Giku. He's batting 396, but who's going to complain about that? Just kind of looking at the stat line here. Grisham was 1 for 4. Judge was 0 for 3 with a walk and a strikeout. Bellinger's hitting streak is over. He went 0 for 4 today with a couple of strikeouts, but no complaints about Cody Bellinger. Right now, his batting average is sitting pretty at 257, whereas in the beginning of the month, he was below 200. So he's made a significant jump. Paul Goldschmidt right now, he's batting 337. He went 1 for 4 today. The Martian, who was the hero last night, he went 0 for 3. His batting average right now at 236. Volpe went 1 for 3, struck out a couple times. He's batting 239. Escara went 0 for 3. Vivas, once again, he went 1 for 1. Had solo home run that got the Yankees the win, got the Yankees on the board. DJ LeMahieu came in and pinched hit. Peraza went 1 for 3 today. So, all in all, Yankees had 5 hits, but were only able to score 1 run. But again, sometimes, it's one of those rare things for the Yankees to win this game 1-0. It doesn't happen too often, but I will take every win that we can get. But let me know in the chat, though, how you all are feeling about this team right now. Do you all feel a little bit more confident? I know it's May 22nd, right? It's still, early in the season, right? The Yankees, they just got their 30th win, so they broke 30 wins. So congratulations to the Yankees. So they've played 49 games so far. It's crazy. 49 games is not a lot, but it's just funny that that 49 games have been played. It seems like it's, time is flying. What up there, Frederick? No, Frederick, it wasn't bad. The weather wasn't bad in New York. It was cold out there. It looked cold out there, and it was just cloudy. So, I mean, it didn't look like it was raining at the game, but I don't know. I wasn't there, but it didn't. Yeah, like I said, it didn't look like it was raining. It looked like it was playable. Yeah, they're vibing well together there, Desiree. You're absolutely right on that. They're definitely vibing well. Li says he called a sweep. Cool. I'm good. Good job, man. Good job for calling the sweep. I thought it would have been 2 out of 3. Like I said, just because they were playing, you had DeGrom and Eovaldi. I thought they would have lost to one of those pitchers, but once again, I am not complaining. Yeah, well, meteorologists, they say one thing, but then something else happens. You never know. You never know what's going to happen, but once again, the Yankees win, and they got the 3 games against Colorado. They should sweep the Rockies, right? They should absolutely sweep the Rockies. My man Rodney's in the building. What's up, man? How's it going, bro? How are you? Hopefully you're having a good day. Rodney, you getting excited or what, man? You getting excited? Should be going to the game with Rodney. So and a couple and a few other folks that I know. So yeah, Saturday, bro. I can't wait. I cannot wait. Make sure you're packing. Next two series will be sweeps versus Guardian and Angels. Well, I think you meant to say Rockies, but it'll be Rockies then Angels. Then they play the Dodgers. So Yankees have another West Coast trip coming up. So two West Coast trips in 1 month. I don't know why they did that to the Yankees, but done packing, nice, dude. Yeah, make sure you pack a hoodie or two, bro. Make sure you pack a hoodie or two. I'm going to all three of the games there, Jacob. I'm going tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. Last time the Yankees were out here, I was out there for two of the three games. And of course, the two games I went to, they lost. But that 2023 year was an absolute nightmare of a year anyway. So I don't want to remember it ever. But since it got brought up. All right, cool, Rodney. Yeah. Just make sure just be ready, bro. Be ready. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, hopefully they do win, man. It'd be nice. It'd be nice. But Coors Field is a nice stadium, though. I do love Coors Field. I mean, there's really not a bad seat there. You can get a good seat anywhere, really. Just don't get a seat behind the foul pole. You'll get some bad views there. But other than that, I think you'll be fine. But I don't know. This team right now, it just seems like everybody's clicking right now. I think everything is clicking with this team. I think the pitching staff right now is, especially the starting rotation, is starting to look a lot better. Ever since they took Carrasco out, they plugged in Yarborough. Yarborough did his thing last night against DeGrom. He held his own. So kudos to Ryan Yarborough. Once again, Rodon did his thing. Will Warren was solid, right, on Tuesday. So, the rotation is looking a lot better slowly but surely. The ERAs are coming down. Once again, great to see Carlos Rodon. Rodon's ERA coming below 3. He's at 2.88. So, good for him. I think you're Ronnie. What are you saying, Ronnie? Hey, I think your prototype Strike Zone T-shirt may be ready. Nice, Rastafari guy should be done by now. Is that the guy who's making my shirt? He's Rastafari. Is that what you're saying? That'd be fire. Frederick is saying he's sitting in the outfield for the Dodgers and Guardians on Monday evening. Hopefully, I can get my first baseball. Hopefully, man. Hopefully. I actually have a Major League Baseball. It was actually given to me by an umpire. One of my old jobs that I had. He was a client. He was a customer that would come in regularly, and he was an umpire for Major League Baseball. He would show me pictures of him umpiring. He would be at Yankee Stadium, and there's a picture of him and Derek Jeter at bat, which I thought was pretty awesome. So nice, Rodney. I can't wait to see it, dude. That should be. I'm excited to see what it looks like. It's pretty cool, Jacob. I have an MLB baseball. I just need to get some autographs on it. So, what up there, Petruzzi? What's going on, bro? How are you feeling, Petruzzi? What do you think about this suite, man? Screened on white silk T-shirt. Ooh, okay. How you feeling about this suite, man? How you feeling about this team? Yeah, Yankees are 30-19 now this season, still first place in the MLB or in the AL East. Was anybody? Let me ask you all this question real quick. Yeah, the Cruz news does suck. Yeah, definitely happy for Vivas. Nah, I'm not gonna really vlog, dude. I might take some like YouTube shorts and post it. I may go live outside the stadium. So we'll see. But I want to go and just enjoy the game, man. Like I just want to keep my eyes on the game. It's one of those rare moments where I get to see the Yankees play live. So this year I decided to definitely take advantage. But I want to ask you all this question though, real quick. Did anybody expect the Yankees with all the injuries and everything going on with the team and all the question marks? Did you all expect this team to have a 30-19 record? If not, like what would you say their record would be after 49 games? You know, what would you have all expected? Yeah, give me a call later there, Rodney. I'll be available, dude. So, yeah, definitely give me a call. Well, that's the reason why I don't want to go live. I just don't want to get copyrighted. So I might do like a YouTube short or something when somebody's at bat. Ronnie said hell to the Nas, so he didn't expect the Yankees to have the record that they did. I'll be honest with you, I didn't either. I didn't either. I didn't expect a 30-19 record. I after 49 games, I thought they would be below 30 for sure. But let's after 49 games, I thought maybe let's see, 28. Maybe I expected them to win 26 games. Just doing some math here. So maybe have a 26-23 record, maybe 28-21. But I'll take 30-19 though. 30-19 and just finding the stride. Yikes. Yeah, I know, right? It's crazy. And it's like their team is still incomplete. That's the wild thing about this 2025 Yankees team right now. I know it's only been 49 games, but the fact of the matter is, many of us, including myself, I don't know about you all, but I'll speak for myself here. But I felt as though that this month, the month of May, was going to be a rough one for them. When you go back and look at the schedule. So, because the Yankees, looking at their schedule, let me pull it up here. They started the season or the month off against the Rays, and they lost 2 out of 3 there, and then folks were wondering, oh man, they're gonna lose against the Padres here. They're playing against a very good Padres team. They got a solid lineup. Um, they got a solid lineup. They got good pitching, but Yankees managed to beat them 2 out of 3, which I was very happy about. And then they should have swept the Athletics, but they won 2 out of 3 against the Athletics. I'll take that. They won 2 out of 3 in Seattle, so they finished the West Coast trip 4-2. Which anytime you come out of the West Coast trip with a winning record, I will take that all day, every day. And then they returned back to the Bronx, and there was the they hosted the Mets in the Subway Series. There was all these questions about Juan Soto going into the season, and the Mets and the Yankees don't have Juan Soto. How are they going to compete with the lineup? There was all these question marks about how the Yankees were going to do against the Mets, and a lot of fans saying out there saying that the Yankees are now the little brother, which I'd as far as that goes, I'd say yeah, whatever. Yankees ended up winning 2 out of 3 in that series. I mean, they could have swept the Mets, but that they lost that Saturday game. Excuse me. And then they just ended up sweeping the Texas Rangers. So I'll take it, man. I'll take it. What's up, Jonathan? How's it going, dude? Your cousin's going to the game tomorrow also? Okay. Does your cousin live in Colorado there, Jonathan? Soto got some real bad advice. Well, man, as I said, I once he decided where he wanted to sign with the Mets, it was like, oh, okay, cool. Oh, I didn't know your cousin lived in Colorado. Where in Colorado, man? Soto chased the money. He chased the money. I mean, I get it. What's up there, Beagle? What's going on? How you doing? What's up? What's up? Shout out to the folks in the chat though. Make sure you all hit that like button, hit that subscribe. Keep sharing this channel out. Let's continue growing this channel. Somewhere in Denver. Okay. Yeah, let him know. Let me know. Let me know where he's. Out of curiosity, where is he going to sit? Ask your cousin where they're sitting. Rodney says money ain't everything. Well, nah, but players, of course, man, they're gonna a lot. There's players like Soto in this case. He went after the money, but he felt, I guess, according to him, I don't know, according to him, he said, he felt that the Mets had a better future, had a better game plan than the Yankees did. But I think, in my humble opinion, I think a lot of folks are really underestimating the Yankees game plan. I think a lot of folks are underestimating the Yankees farm. Few guys from the farm right now, they're proving themselves this year, right? Ben Rice has been looking really good. Will Warren has been looking solid as of late. Vivas, he's trying. Vivas is, he's showing some a little bit of life. You could say the same thing about JC Escara. He's trying, right? He doesn't get a lot of playing time, but when he does, he's definitely trying. I like JC Escara. Rodney Green says he isn't who? Yeah, well, I get it, Beagle. I mean, money does things to people. Yeah, he already had money, man. He already had money. But look, I give Juan Soto credit. You know why I give him credit? Because when he was with the Nationals, they offered him a $440 million extension, and he turned it down. And he felt confident enough that he was worth way more. And you know what? Credit to him. He did his thing in San Diego, but when he got traded to the Yankees, that was his best season. He had the best numbers as a New York Yankee, right? But anyway, that's all in the past. I don't want this to turn into a Juan Soto stream. Okay, so, but going back to today's game though, yeah, it was a 1-0 game. I really didn't have like a score prediction, excuse me, as far as how the Yankees were gonna do in today's game, or what the score was gonna be. I had a feeling Rodon was gonna have another solid outing. It was, again, I knew it was definitely gonna be a pitcher's duel, and it was. And once again, Rodon just coming out solid. So hopefully the haters are still paying attention, because there's some people out there that will still nitpick things about Carlos Rodon. But you know what? I could care less. The guy goes out there, does his job, and the team wins. And that's what matters at the end of the day. We will raise a trophy long before he does. Yeah, hopefully, Rodney. I mean, he got his World Series with the Nationals. You know what I mean? But I think the Yankees will get another one. And I'm so far, I'm feeling good about 2025, but still early to say as far as World Series goes. I'm gonna wait. We're gonna wait till that. That's later on. That's later on in the season. Jacob says sorry for the Knicks choking last night. Oh well, man. That was a game that they should have won. Not to talk Knicks here, but they should have won that game. They didn't. But what are you gonna do? Pacers are a good team. I'm not sleeping on the Pacers, but once again, I'm not making excuses. That was a game that they should have absolutely won. Bet you they win 1-0, I think. All right, welcome back, Desiree. Welcome back. Good to have you back. She did her telehealth appointment. That's what's up. But we're about 25 minutes into this live stream. My goodness, time flies when you're having a good time. But yeah, I just wanted to, I was looking to come on for about 30 minutes or so just to kind of, hang out with you guys and gals and just do a little post game since I didn't go live for the play by play. I wasn't really able to. And yeah, the next week is going to be a little tough for play by plays because of my schedule. So, I won't be doing any play by plays this weekend. Obviously, when the Yankees come into town here to Colorado, the Angels series that's coming up next week, I'll only be able to call one of those games, and that's probably going to be on Memorial Day. So I'm going to try and call that game, and then the next two, I'm just not going to be able to, unfortunately. And then they travel to Dodger Stadium, so they'll be playing. I won't be able to call that Friday night game, but I should be able to call this Saturday Sunday game. So yeah, no play by plays for like a good majority of those games because of the time and the scheduling. Mike Kowinski, what's up, man? He says, boy, the young guys are coming up big. Last night Dominguez, walk off today. Vivas coming through, Dominguez coming through. So, some of the Yankees farm players, man, some of the Yankees young guys stepping up, proving themselves. Like I said, I think a lot of folks are underestimating the Yankees farm. I know it's not really highly thought of by people who rank these farms, but I think the Yankees have a very good farm. I think there's so much star potential. There's a lot of promise. Let's just hope that these guys continue developing and end up being the players that they are projected to be. But I feel like over the last few years or so, they've done a better job of scouting players and drafting the right players to build for the future. And we know the Yankees are going to try and utilize more of their youth, so more of their young guys from the farm, and as they should. It's like, especially if Hal Steinbrenner's trying to cut down on payroll, which he's been trying to do now for quite some time. But I'm liking what some of these young guys are doing for this team. But yeah, Vivas hitting his first solo home run. Like, if outside of Vivas, the Yankees just couldn't get any more. They just couldn't get any more runs, to save their life. So, hopefully they can get these next few games. They can, get some runs. It's not like, against the Rockies, they should be able to put up a lot of runs. They should be able to sweep them. There's no reason why they can't. They just swept the Rangers, but you're not wrong about that one there, Jonathan. They certainly didn't do what you said they should have done. But yeah, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened in that game, man. But it's like, you can't lose a game like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not possible to lose a game like that. But yeah, so like I said, kudos to the Yankees, man. They've just been on a roll. They swept the Rangers, so that's their fifth series in a row that they won, right? So Padres, Athletics, Mariners, Mets, Rangers, they should be able to beat the Rockies in the series and make it 6 in a row. And then they travel to LA to play against the Angels first. But Angels, I just know with Angels, Yankees, I know the Angels might give the Yankees a little bit of a hard time. The Angels sometimes have the Yankees number, but just to look at, there's the standings real quick again. Yeah, the Angels are fourth place. I mean, the Angels, they swept the Dodgers, so I mean that's a big deal. I mean, the Angels are a fourth place team in the AL West. They're just half a game behind the Rangers. The Rangers are 25 and 26 now. The Angels are 23 and 25. Once again, the Rockies are 8-41, worst team in all of baseball. They have a winning percentage of 163. I mean, I knew the Rockies weren't going to be great this season, but I didn't expect this kind of record from them. 8-41 is horrid. You know. Peraza wins my blue award. What an amazing catch that was. Which catch are you talking about? From tonight's game or today's game? I know he had that one catch in foul territory that he caught. He rolled over the tarp. That was a good catch. Oh, yeah, that one. Okay, I know what you're talking about there, Beagle. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that was a good catch. That was a really good catch. So, yeah, shout out to Peraza for that one. That was a really good catch. Great fielder, man. Great fielder, just not the greatest with the bat, but he can absolutely play defense. But gotta wonder how long he has left on this team. Once some of these guys return. What up there, Stephen B? So, because Jazz Chisholm is going to return at some point. There's really not a set date yet, but he's going to come back. So if Jazz Chisholm comes back, let me ask you all this question. If Jazz Chisholm comes back, does Vivas get sent back down, or did the Yankees cut Reyes? Right? And then what happens when Giancarlo Stanton gets back? Does Vivas get sent back down, or is it the end for Peraza? So Yankees have some decisions to make with their roster. It's not going to be easy. I hate to be Aaron Boone right now. So Ronnie says buy Reyes. So you're saying buy Reyes when Jazz gets back? I'm good. Okay, Stephen B says I don't think gets down. Stanton comes back. Reyes, bye-bye Reyes. Okay. But what about when Jazz gets back? Is it bye-bye Peraza, or do they send Vivas back down? Unfortunately, yes. So you're saying, okay, when Jazz gets... Yeah, I like Vivas too. He's got... He's not afraid at the plate. I mean, he's trying. He's definitely trying. He always looks confident at the plate. But again, he's got to manage your expectations. He doesn't have obviously clearly does not have a lot of major league experience. But I'm glad he's getting the playing time. So, Jazz going to come back free swinging. Let's hope not, man. That dude, Jazz is better than what he's showing, but he could be so much better. Could be so much better. Vivas goes down when Jazz gets back. He could work on his swing. Agreed. My man Jesse from Ringside Renaissance. What up, dude? Says long time no talk. My man, hope all has been well. All good here, dude. All good here, man. How have you been? How do you feel about your Red Sox? Didn't they pound the Mets 2 out of 3? Right? They pounded. Yeah. You got to be ecstatic about that as a Red Sox fan. What's going on, bro? How's life in the wrestling world? And aren't you going to a wrestling event later in the year? I want to say like SummerSlam or something. What up, Cruise Control? Says in Colorado for the game. You got all the games. You're in Colorado? Is that what you're saying there, Cruz? I'm gonna be at all 3 games. Jesse says he's living life. Sox will be okay. Cora pounded the bullpen phone. Yeah. Combat. Oh, Combat's going to SummerSlam. Okay. So you're not going. Fenway this Sunday. Who are the Red Sox playing this weekend? Yeah, Yankees are coming out there, bro. So I can't wait for that. Yeah, Fenway this Sunday. Your brother is. Oh, you wish you could go. It's so hot in Florida. Yeah, I know a lot of Floridians, a lot of people that live in Florida are probably saying the same thing. It's too hot right now. Um, does your brother live in Colorado there, Cruz? Oh, they're playing the Orioles. They should beat the Orioles. I mean, honestly, dude, like they should sweep the Orioles. Yeah, because the Red Sox are 25 and 26 right now. Orioles are 16 and 32. Orioles went down bad, or going down bad this season, man. They're just like going down in flames this season. What a sad story for them. Yeah, Red Sox, I mean, third place right now in the AL East. But, I'm not sleeping on them. What up, Nez? Yeah, the Yankees pitching has been very elite. Oh, Colorado Springs. Okay, yeah, about an hour. That's about an hour away from where I live. Yeah, make it happen, dude. 15 years. Okay, cool. Great to know. Great to know. There'll be some people that live here that are going. Again, I'm going with few of the subscribers. So I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be a ton of fun. Yeah, Brandon Hyde is gone. I mean, you know, not that I was like the biggest fan of him, but it's just the Orioles. It's not like they helped him out. They didn't do any favors for him. I love how they reward Vivas for hitting the game-winning homer by pinch hitting him. Why not let the kid hit? You know, I think what they DJ pinch hit for him. I think it was a lefty on the mound. I'd have to go back and look. He got the job done, though, man. He got the job done. So, yeah, draft pick for the Orioles. Well, the Rockies are going to be first in the draft pick. I mean, they got the worst record in all of baseball, like 8-41. That is terrible. That is horrid. Oh my god. But all I know is that the Yankees have a 30 and 19 record. I will take it. They're 11 games over 500. Well, Jonathan, you're going to see different guys in the lineup, and I mean everybody's getting their fair shot. They're all playing well with the exception of a couple. So everybody's getting their fair shot. Judge is consistently in the lineup. We know that Bellinger's consistently in the lineup. Goldschmidt gets his fair share of playing games. Ben Rice is getting his fair share as well. Dominguez is getting a lot of playing time. I know there's some games where he rides the bench, but he's still getting a lot of playing time. It's not like he's riding the bench the majority of the time. He's getting a lot of playing time as he should. Oh, the worst record no longer guarantees the first. I didn't know that. I need to keep up better with the draft stuff. But yes, indeed, folks. Yes, indeed. But real quick, before we sign off, before I sign off, what do you all think about the Yankees Rocky series? 2 out of 3, a sweep. It better not be 1 out of 3. It better not be 1 out of 3. That's all I'm going to say. But do you all expect a sweep? Back to what? Second sweep in a row by the Yankees, back to back. How are we feeling about this Rocky series? Like I said, worst team in baseball, 8-41 record. But they're probably going to try and come out and try to prove a point. But how do we feel about this upcoming series against the Rockies? Let me know in the chat. Jonathan says, I think he thinks sweep, but thinks 2 wins. 2 out of 3 for Stephen B, but he's hoping for a sweep. Take the hat off if they start losing. Oh, trust me, it's going to happen. Cruise Control says sweep. Nez says just keep winning the series. Boone actually has been doing good with all the left. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Boone's been doing a good job. He's been doing a good job making the right decisions, right? So, hopefully he keeps that up. So he's been managing the games pretty well. 33-19. That's your runs. So 33 runs for the Yankees, 19 for the Rockies. I'll take that. Oh, the record. Sorry, 33-19. Sorry. My brain just went elsewhere. So 33-19. I'll take 33-19. 14 games over 500. Sign me up all day. Yes. I mean, I'll settle for 32-19 too, but 33, I mean, like I said, they got a sweep. Cruz is on the IL, Hedrick up. What do you think? I mean, Yankees have a lot of arms in the farm or on their roster. So, Cruz to the IL. Yeah, I mean, he didn't pitch in the last. Yeah, I know what you meant there, Cruz. I like Hedrick. I think Cruz going to the IL. I'm not too surprised because he didn't pitch in the last couple of games, and it's just like, yo, what happened? Yeah, what's up there, Doran? Yeah, it does suck to lose Cruz, but unfortunately, injuries happen to pitchers. I mean, to all players, really. You knew at some point it was going to happen. You know what I mean? Like it's not like every player's. It could happen to any player, and every team is experiencing it right now. Yankees included. What's up there, SGA? What's going on, man? Yeah, he's Cruz is on the 15-day IL. What is because of his shoulder, but from what Boone said, it's nothing serious. Boone said it's nothing serious, so I'll take Boone's word for it. But speaking of bullpen arms, I am happy that the Yankees got Jonathan Loaisiga back. I am very happy about that. So, and he's been looking pretty decent since he's been back. I mean, last night he kind of he had a little bit of a rough outing, but give him more time, stays healthy, I think he'll be fine. The Yankees should pony up for 2 to 3 hours of massages for Cruz a day. They should need to calling the list a DL list. Well, yeah, Doran. I mean, he'll be sent to a nice spot. Yeah, get him to relax. Hot tub. Put him in the hot tub. Send him to a spa for real. For real. Make it happen. DL was changed back into. Yeah, no, I get it there, John. You're good. Disabled as being. Oh, yeah, okay. Well, what is your thoughts on my Guardians this year, bro, for being a Yankee fan? I mean, Guardians, looking at them, they're fourth place in their division. I mean, they're in a very tough. I don't want to say a very tough division, but they're gonna have to. They got to contend with the Tigers, which is not going to be easy. They could. I'll say this. Look. When August and September comes around, There's always some random team out there that makes a hard push, and they make it to the postseason as a wild card team. The Guardians could very well be that team. They're capable. They got guys in the lineup that can hit. Pitching is all right. The pitching could be better, but their bullpen is good. Their starting pitching is not bad. But I think these guys can make a comeback, though. I really think they could make a push and be that sneaky team that gets into the postseason. I really do. Hamilton needs a break, and Hill needs another lefty to help him. Yeah, Hill has been looking a little shaky. Hamilton, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on with Ian Hamilton there, Nez. I think there's something bothering Hamilton. I really do. And there is something off about his pitching. I just don't think, I don't know. There's something off about him. But whenever he has these bad outings, there's usually an injury that follows up. I mean, the Yankees haven't said anything, and he hasn't really spoken up, I would assume. So, there's got to be there's something bothering him. But, if they send Ian Hamilton back down, he does have one option left. So keep that in mind. And the Yankees do have some bullpen arms that are coming back. I mean, it's going to take more than a couple of games to make it to the postseason there, Frederick. But I really think the Guardians can really make a push around August, September and sneak in. I really do believe that. Custodio, my man, what's up? He says, I'm assuming you're referring to Ian Hamilton, that he could be a good trade piece. He could be. The Yankees could potentially trade him at the deadline. At the deadline, teams are always going to be looking for bullpen arms. They're always looking for pitching, and you can never have too much pitching, right? So, Hamilton, he could be a trade piece. Absolutely. The Yankees are going to be looking at bullpen arms. There's no doubt about that. And yeah, Doran, he has been very iffy in the last 5-6 appearances. Yeah, it's been a little concerning for him. I'm don't know what's going on. And I like Ian Hamilton. I really do. Well, Doran, this season, the White Sox are 15-35, so they'll have a better record than the Rockies will. They'll have more than 26 wins. Rockies are on pace to win 26. Yeah, I'm going to all three of the games when they come out here to Colorado, man. They should sweep them, like I've been saying all along the stream. They should sweep them. Custodio says that he would like to see Scott Effross does. Well, dude, I feel like Scott Effross is kind of a lost cause, man. It's like the Yankees traded for this guy at the deadline 3 years ago. I mean, I don't think he's even pitched more than 3 innings. I mean, how many innings has he pitched for the Yankees? The guy's constantly hurt. Like, he can't stay healthy to save his life, man. I don't know about Scott Effross. Dodgers have a full pitching staff plus 2 pitchers. Yeah, the Dodgers have a lot of guys on the IL right now. It's unbelievable. Yeah, probably, Doran. Probably. Nez says that he is leery of the Yankees medical staff. They are known to give out cortisone shots like Tic Tacs. Won't surprise me if Hamilton's hurt. It wouldn't surprise me one bit. I know there was questions about the Yankees medical staff, but I feel like they've been doing a better job with players and just taking care of guys. I know the medical staff has always been, not always, but I know like a couple of years ago, there's been some question marks with the medical staff. But, again, it's not like the Yankees are the only team that are experiencing injuries. There's other teams that have players that get hurt all the time too. Wish your health. Yeah, I know, Desiree. I wish you were coming out too. I do. Nah, I'm not going to be. I don't think there will be a pregame tomorrow. I don't think there will be a pregame at all. I might do like a YouTube short, and just go live, maybe go live like that. And I may just go live outside the same. I don't know, but I'm not going to go like live during the game or anything like that, just because, for one, I want to watch the game. Two, I don't want to get hit with like a copyright or anything with like music playing and all that. So, I got to be careful with that stuff too. So I don't want to get dinged for anything. Doran says he was shocked that the Dodgers let Yoandry Gomez go. Dude is healthy. That seems like something very valuable to a team. Yeah, maybe they just didn't see something in him. Whatever that may be. Yeah, Nez, I mean, the Dodgers full of injuries. I mean, other teams too. Every team is experiencing it. Jared Jones from the Pirates, he's getting surgery, right? Hey, Cold Italian Pizza. How you doing? What's up, Cold Italian? How do you feel about the sweep there, Cold Italian? How do you feeling about the sweep, man? And shout out to the folks in the chat. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Once again, make sure you all hit that like button, hit that subscribe. If you're new to the channel, you're watching this for the first time, I would greatly appreciate it. Let's keep sharing this channel out. 1,700 is the goal. So, and I appreciate all the new subscribers I've been getting over the last couple of weeks. It's been, it's greatly appreciated. 5 straight series wins. Exactly. I'll take 5. Let's make it 6 against the Rockies. Let's make it 7 against the Angels. Hell, go for 8 against the Dodgers, man. And you got it, Desiree. You got it. Yeah, Bellinger went, 0 for 4 today. So yeah, his hitting streak unfortunately came to an end. But gotta give credit to Cody Bellinger, who's been, he's been on fire. Batting average. Let me just make sure I have it right. He's 256 is his batting average, or 257. That's where his batting average is. Again, beginning of the month he was below 200. Judge's batting average finally fell. It fell below 400, but he could get it back up to 400. So he's at 396. I mean, Goldschmidt still hitting 337. Dominguez is at 236. Volpe at 239. Cold Italian Pizza says he loves it. Yeah, going from 180 to 256. In like 3 weeks. Sign me up, man. Like I said, I like what I'm seeing from Bellinger. Yeah, so I mean, with Yoandry Gomez getting DFA'd, right? I mean, obviously the Yankees let him go, the Dodgers let him go, the White Sox let him go. Maybe these teams are telling us something. Maybe they're seeing something about Gomez that they're not liking, right? I mean, this is what they get paid to do. They're professionals at this. Oh, the Rockies are they're probably going to be sellers. I know a lot of fans are saying that the Yankees need to still pursue a third baseman, which I don't think they're wrong. They could still go after Ryan McMahon. I know, Ryan McMahon's bat may not be the greatest, but he's a solid defender at third base. I know people are going to talk about Nolan Arenado, but I think that's completely out of the equation. I mean, Ryan McMahon's batting average right now is at 204. It's not great. 686 OPS, 327 OBP. I just feel like maybe if he played for the Yankees, different coaches, change of scenery, it might benefit him. Issue with him is no option. Yeah. 5 up on Blue Jays, could be 6. Yeah, for sure, man. 1 over Padres up, 1 over Blue Jay. Okay. Yeah, cold Italian. I mean, so like tomorrow night and the Saturday afternoon game, I'll be at the upper deck on the third base side, but the seats are good. The like seats at Coors Field, there's not a bad seat really, and I like where we're going to be sitting. And then the third game on Sunday, we're going to be left field, so we'll be lower level. So, oh, Jesus Rodriguez. I mean, he could be a guy that could get called up. Rodriguez is also a catcher, which the catching situation is always different. Is not different, but interesting when it comes to the Yankees. They have a lot of catchers, so Yankees have a lot of options there. Next time I go live with Rob, I do want to talk about the catching situation with the Yankees and see what he's thinking. Nez says he's convinced Bellinger hurt his back. Well, yeah, I think he was dealing with that nagging back injury. That's what was bothering him. And it also didn't help that he had food poisoning. So, that didn't really help. Really didn't help with him. Yeah, well, they're both Gold Glovers in center field there, Nez, but Bellinger's a solid center fielder. But the beauty about Bellinger is like you could put him anywhere in the outfield and he can make it happen. You could put him at first base, no play. Yeah, cold Italian. We were talking about that, man. It is a bummer about Cruz, but you knew at some point, man, one of these guys were going to get hurt. And when Cruz was a little, Cruz was a little off. It was like, hopefully he's all right, but he'll be back. Rodriguez might be a fit for third base, another option for a catcher. Yeah, for sure. But then who do you send down though? They're not. I don't think the Yankees want to send. I mean, there's no way they're going to send down Ben Rice like that. I do not see a scenario where that happens. Do they send down a JC Escara at that point? I mean, what happens? Again, the catching situation is very different right now. It's an interesting one for the Yankees. They got options, man. They got options. I don't know. The question is, does Jesus Rodriguez even get called up? That's the other question. I feel as though at some point, when once they expand the roster in September, I think you'll see a call up on Spencer Jones. I think you'll see Spencer Jones at the major league level. I think he will get called up. Yankees catchers can't throw out Soto and the pitcher's horrible. Yeah, I mean, a couple. That's something that needs to be worked on. They need to work on that. There's no doubt there. DFA Reyes and maybe trade a reliever with Peraza or Vivas to open a spot up. I don't think they're going to trade Vivas. I think they'll trade Peraza before they trade Vivas. Peraza may not have a lot of value where Vivas may have more value than Peraza, but I think the Yankees want to hold on to Vivas. But again, the Yankees have a ton of infielders in their farm, so it's like they can't afford to move some of these guys to get something of value back. I always say if you're going to trade somebody and they're good, make sure you're getting something of value back. Don't just make a trade just to make a trade. But we know the one guy that's definitely not being moved is going to be George Lombard Jr. He is, going to be a Yankee. He'll be on the major league roster for the Yankees in the future. There's no doubt about that. And he got promoted, as you all know, that he got promoted to Double-A Somerset. So, he's an untouchable. Yankees are not. They're definitely not moving him. But again, Yankees have they're in a very good situation, a very interesting situation. It's going to be interesting what this team looks like, next season, right? I mean, I'm not going to take a deep dive into that right now, but it's going to be interesting to see what they look like next season. That's going to be an interesting situation. So, Yeah, right. Like I said, Yankees are in a good they're in a good place. They're in a very unique place, I would say. So they got some. They have options now. Whereas they don't have to necessarily go out into the open market and go spend all that big money. They certainly can. They're capable. We all know that. But now they if Hal might reach his goal of like not going over the threshold and cutting payroll and utilizing more of the young guys. But it's going to be an interesting off season, and we'll see what the Yankees' future looks like moving forward. But we'll see what happens there, people. We'll see what happens. But I am going to close it out, though. I did go on live longer than I expected. I was only going to go live for like a half hour, but more people popped in. It was just more conversation. So we're just a little bit over the hour mark. But I do appreciate you all tuning in, though, really. It does mean the world to me. Yeah, Stephen B says Vivas could get you a younger and cost control starter or controllable dominant reliever. You could afford to lose one. Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They have a lot of infielders, so it's like, they're not going to be able to keep all of them. But before I go out, since I always get asked, what about food? What is everybody eating? Doran says beef with eggplants and tomato. That sounds amazing. What is everybody eating? What is everybody going to have? Because I'm feeling pretty hungry right now. I'm probably thinking about getting some pizza. As I always say, pizza never fails. But what's everybody munching on? What's everybody going to eat? What's the plan for food? Let me know in the chat real quick, and then we'll wrap it up. But Doran comes in with the food, so. But what do we got for food, people? Doran. Let me know what you all are eating for food. What's for dinner, or is it a late lunch, or is it an early lunch, depending on where you are. Let me know. Also, I'll close it out. I'm not seeing any comments. I just got a comment from Doran. That's it. But like I said, I'm probably going to go get some pizza. I am pretty hungry. No idea for supper. Just about to head home. Okay. Did you have lunch, Stephen B? And what are you thinking for dinner? What's on your mind for dinner? What is on your mind? Haven't had much wrap, but had my protein and fiber bar. Nice. What up, CeeLo? Good to see you, bro. As always, man. Says, great game again. Many ways to win. Pretty impressive. Ain't that the truth, dude? How often do Yankees win 1-0 leftover antipasta again for Desiree? Yeah, I know you got a lot of antipasta. My goodness. Oh, thanks, CeeLo. You're the man. Yeah, I'll be. Yeah, so Yankees, as you know, CeeLo, Yankees are coming out here to Colorado. I'm going to go to all 3 games, so looking forward to that. Depending if the Yankees tell you all what, if the Yankees come out with their lineup tomorrow, and it's early enough, and I could still do a pregame, I'll do a pregame if it's early enough. Trying to keep the salt down. Yeah, I heard that. There's Stephen B. Yeah, salt and sugar, man. So much of that stuff in our foods. Gave a lot to the family earlier today. Good, Desiree. Good. Glad you did. But I am going to wrap it up here, though, folks. But once again, thank you all again for hanging out for an hour, a little over an hour. You guys and gals are the best. Make sure you all hit that like button on the way out. If you are watching this on the rerun, hit that like button. It does really help out the channel. Hit that subscribe button. If this is your first time tuning in and you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Let's continue growing this channel out. I do appreciate all the new subscribers. Thank you all so much. Your support does mean the world to me. $200 right field foul pole seats for July 20th here in Atlanta. $200? Dang, that's crazy. Yeah, you're welcome, Desiree. Thank you, Stephen B. But thank you all so much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your evening. Enjoy your Thursday. Everybody have a great day. Have a great night. All right, be safe out there. And as always, let's go Yankees. And I'll see you all next time.